His sword doesn't feel that threatening. The sword is not that powerful, doesn't have that much range, doesn't have that much
And that's why you're banned from the Smash community. Too much Game
Test Play 游戏音乐
混搭电台 Okay, let's start.
Hey everyone, this is Andrew at GameTestPlay.com. We're back with another episode of the Game Test Play Show, where we rip on other people's channels. This week we're going to be looking at Smash Brothers, one of my personal favorite games. Let's just get this right out of the way. We know that there's a little bit of controversy going on in the Smash community right now with some of the top Smash Brothers players, but I'm really not too interested in that. I mean, it's pretty low-hanging fruit at this point, just to go after anybody with sexual assault allegations. It just seems like too much of a common theme these days, so we're going to focus on the content of these videos. And first up is ZeRo. ZeRo has been doing videos for quite a while now. I think he was the best Smash Bros. 4 player, if I'm not mistaken. And I go to his videos whenever I need to learn something about a patch update, or about movesets, or some sort of new exploits that they found in the Smash tournament community.
Every time a new patch drops in Smash Ultimate, the entire balance of the game changes, and that also changes how matches go. Certain matches that can go from winning can now turn into matchups that you lose. Either way, it's extremely fun to theorize and talk about how these changes will affect the metagame. It's extremely fun to theorize and talk about...
He's been under a lot of pressure lately. Seems like he's nervous about something. So he's getting a little hard to understand. He's speaking very fast here.
Extremely fun to theorize and talk about how these changes will affect the metagame. I mean, any type of buffs that are like Final Smash.
I don't want to get into the minutia. He said, she said.
And that also changes how matches go.
It's too silly for this channel. I just can't take it anymore. We can't have another Pro Jared episode. We're just doing too much of that on the Game Test Play Show. So we're really going to try to dial into his videos and see where he can improve in case he ever comes back to YouTube. He's been banned from Twitch, and it seems like he's not updating his YouTube channel as of this moment, but I'm hoping he makes a comeback because his videos back in the day were pretty solid, but now he's just turned into a stuttering John.
The objective of today is that I'm going to be ranking every character that got buffed in a meaningful manner. So I mean, any type of buffs that are like Final Smash better or any of those things that don't really affect competitive, I'm not really going to be talking about. And I think using the objective results tier list is a good starting point, simply because it gives me like a reasonable way of gauging how good characters are based on the results and how the buffs could potentially affect that.
So every time a patch comes out, the Smash guys got to bring out a new tier list. My favorite character is Piranha Plant, but I play classic mode and I just go through all the characters. I know it has items. That's a sin in the Smash community, is to play with items, but I just like the whole game. I like the home run contest. I used to like break the targets when they had that back in Melee. I just like playing all the modes. Squad Strike, where you get to choose 5 different characters. God forbid they play Squad Strike at a tournament. Ooh.
Keep in mind, I'm not going to be ranking everybody because it is probably impossible for me to guess how everybody is going to fare off. So I'll just be ranking the buff characters and min-min. And here's the daily moment of the video where I shield for subscribers. So please make sure to subscribe and hit the bell. Thank you very much.
Yeah, subscribe to my channel, guys. Whenever somebody pitches their channel, I'm just going to tell you to subscribe to mine. Put my logo up there so you know what to do. I don't like promoting my own channel every 5 seconds, so I'm just going to have them do it for me. Thank you.
Villager is often seen as a low-tier character. When looking at his buffs, the most reasonable change that he got has to be the down B, the fact that it is stronger and less laggy. That basically gives him an extra viable kill option, which is something that he already was struggling with. I don't think the down and upper will change very many things. Potentially, the up tilt could be a big deal at the ledge, but none of these changes to me really speak to a tier changing effect. What I mean with a tier changing effect is that I don't suddenly think that now Villager will most likely be a high tier character. Sometimes characters can jump from low tier to mid tier, and that's reasonable, but none of the changes that I saw in Villager make up for his meaningful disadvantages. Things that he really struggled from are, for example, the fact that he's so vulnerable in recovering, that he lacks a meaningful kill setup.
Why does he keep saying meaningful?
But nothing meaningful to jump an entire tier. He is still the same good old Villager, just a tiny bit better. King Dedede is often seen as one of the worst characters in the game, more often not being either rated a low tier or even a bottom tier.
I like what they did with King Dedede. Like, he was totally unusable in Brawl and Smash 4, the little that I played of that. But they really fixed a lot of the characters in Smash Brothers, which is why I keep playing it, even though it's been out for a couple years now.
Now, the reason King Dedede is so vulnerable is mainly because a lot of his weaknesses stem from the fact that he's a heavy character that doesn't really punch too hard in any of his moves, say as Bowser or Donkey Kong.
They fixed a lot of the heavyweights, though, in this latest iteration of Smash. Because like back in the day, you could never play as one of the heavyweight characters and expect to do well in tournaments.
The problem with his buffs is that none of these actually address any of the fundamental issues that King Dedede has. While buffing the down tilt is a little nice for maybe some less trapping, or maybe buffing the forward and upper to make it a little bit more meaningful.
I bought the King Dedede amiibo from GameStop a while back, and I actually dropped it on the ground from pretty far up, and it didn't break. It didn't even chip at all, and I was pretty impressed. So after that, I started playing with King Dedede more.
More damage. Those things would be more meaningful rather than just addressing neutrally. With that said, I think he's probably still going to be remaining a low tier character. And within low tier, I don't think these changes are going to help a whole lot either. Now, Diddycon is a very weird example, simply because they actually did buff a lot of his moves, but they took away the strongest thing that Diddycon had for himself, which was the Banana Infinite.
Infinite alert. So somebody figured out a way to do an infinite with Diddy Kong, probably a group of minds, where he can flip the banana up and get the other player caught in an infinite combo. But it only works on certain stages.
Even the fact that Diddycon had an infinite was a big deal because people had to play around the infinite. Instead of characters being able to just push in, they have to be very careful of every single interaction, which makes them play worse. Not that Diddycon has no infinite, but they instead made some meaningless changes like his dash attack and forward tilt and down smash. And though the forward range seems nice in a nutshell, it doesn't really feel that meaningful to me.
He goes on about the details of all the different buffs, and then he goes on and says it's not meaningful. And I think they are meaningful. Like, if you're going to go through all these details about Smash, which is part of the fun of talking about it, don't come out and say that it's not meaningful, because pretty much all these buffs and nerfs are meaningful. Otherwise, Nintendo and the developers wouldn't go change them.
And mind you, this is probably not a very accurate ranking, simply because the results are talking about all the Diddy Kong players and not the more successful Diddy Kong players, or maybe the ones that can infinite. Not every Diddy Kong player can infinite. Now, Captain Falcon is potentially the big story of this patch.
Captain Falcon would be a big story if they came out with a new F-Zero. Am I wrong? Do we need a new F-Zero or what, guys? I'm really just tired of it. It's been 3 console generations since we've had an F-Zero game. The best racing game of all time was F-Zero GX, and it still is. If they can just give us an HD remaster of this, I'd be really happy.
Captain Falcon received some very meaningful changes. I'd say the most meaningful were the side beat changes, the dash attack changes, and everything else is just, you know, icing on the cake. Like, Kirby's another character that people tend to even rate as one of the worst characters in the game, but Kirby's still going to lose to the very same characters. This is one thing that I notice all the time, is that people get very excited for buffs, but a lot of...
Oh, he's talking down to the audience there. That's why this video got ratioed.
But a lot of the time, they don't understand what makes a meaningful buff and what makes meaningful nerfs.
Again, with the meaningful. Dude, I think all these things are meaningful. If it wasn't meaningful, you wouldn't be doing a video about it now, would you?
Sometimes people will see like, oh, this character got like their upper is a little bit weaker. Now this character's ruined. Not really, because that was not like a core mechanic of the character.
You're pretty much stupid, guys. Like, you don't know what a meaningful buff is. You're stupid. The developers are stupid. Everyone's stupid. Why don't ZeRo just make this next Smash Brothers game? He should be in charge of it.
Like a core mechanic of the character. For example, for Kirby, what he really struggles with is speed and range. If they, for example, made a buff where the only buffs where Kirby is now 20% faster on the ground, Kirby has 20% more air mobility.
How's ZeRo doing in tournaments anyway? Because he seems pretty sure of himself on how to balance this game. So, I think the only people who can say that are the people at the top of the tournaments, and it really has to be like a decision by Nintendo, because they see the data from the tournaments, they know which characters are the best, but they also see the data behind the GSP, the hidden high score ratios of Elite Smash, and all these numbers behind the global leaderboards. Nintendo's really secretive about their leaderboards with Smash Brothers, but they know which characters are able to get into Elite Smash quicker than others. So maybe they're balancing it based on that too. They're not just balancing it based on tournament play, but also casual play too. Either way, I've been pretty happy with Nintendo's balance and patch updates with Smash Brothers. They've been pretty good. Like, this game is pretty well balanced. It's very solid. Each move has its own unique feel, and each character is very unique, except for the clones, which is another thing I don't like about Smash Brothers for real. I don't like Daisy, I don't like Richter, and I don't like Dark Samus, because they're carbon copies of Peach, Simon, and Samus, and they really missed an opportunity there with changing them up a bit, like making one heavier and stronger or end lag, a little bit difference here or there, nothing major.
Kirby's insane now, you know, but because they basically made like really random changes, like...
I don't think they're random changes. Let's not exaggerate here. If they were random changes, they wouldn't be balancing the characters. Come on.
you know, well, he's back here. It doesn't really mean anything. Kirby's still gonna get destroyed by every single sword and projectile character.
You know, one thing I noticed about watching these videos and editing them and like looking at them in detail is that I'm pretty sure a lot of these people are high.
And it's not very clear to me because the moves that they made better are actually very relevant.
And that's why they're having trouble talking and they're stumbling over their words. And you can tell how heavily edited this is because he does that cutaway and that cut in where it's like his face is closer and stuff because he's trying to cut out all the crap. And he's like, that's the best take you got. So it's like, oh man, dude, just lay off the pot. Just lay off of it because at least when you're doing a video, hey, I'm not anti or for or against, you know, but when you're making a video and you got to talk and you got to enunciate clearly, it really helps to have a clear mind. And this thing go with drinking too. People think like, oh, if I'm drunk, it's better. It's like the same thing with the band. You're not.
Oh, Sheik has to be one of the worst changes I've seen. They basically just made her force smash be a little bit more consistent, which is not important whatsoever.
Actually, it is pretty important. Fixing that forward smash was key. And they don't want to make a whole bunch of changes at once to Sheik because they know she was broken because her forward smash sucked and couldn't really connect anything. So I think that there's going to be more updates with Sheik in the future. But hey, I'm not an expert like ZeRo or these other guys about Smash Brothers. I'm just a layman, but I see them updating things little by little, not trying to make a drastic change to anything. But the forward smash with Sheik is definitely an improvement.
Now, Falco is a completely different case. This character got almost reworked, looks like. Not only did they change a lot of meaningful attacks, for example, side B was a core mechanic, down air and neutral are also core mechanics of Falco, and then his up smash, which was very largely inconsistent, and then his down tilt also becoming better. Like, these are all meaningful moves that Falco was using quite a bit. So this means that all these moves that you were actually using in a match all the time are now all better. Marth is the big question mark in this patch. A lot of people are saying that the Marth buffs are meaningful, that they can feel the tipper range.
Yeah, see what they did with Marth and Lucina, in case you're not familiar with this. One character is tippered, the other character isn't. So Marth's sword is stronger on the end, and then Lucina's sword is equal power along the whole sword. And I don't understand why they couldn't do this with Simon and Richter. Make one of their whips tippered and the other one not. Like, it would have been so much more convenient, and then you'd have two different characters with just that one difference. And I know the holy water is different, but who cares?
While Marth could potentially be a bit better and maybe a little bit easier to use, there is strictly no reason for you to not use Lucina over him, pretty much at this point. I think Mewtwo is a very interesting case though, because down throw, upper, and back air all being better are all big deals. I think this means that he's better at kill options, he's better at camping, and he's better at getting out of bad scenarios.
What was that, dude?
And he's better at getting out of...
You gotta slow it down a little bit, ZeRo. We're having trouble understanding you these days.
Now, while I think this is a bit of a risky opinion, I actually think Mewtwo got so much better that he actually could probably also be in the conversation for high tier.
A lot of your opinions are very risky these days.
Now, Meta Knight's problem in every game after Brawl was that they basically grabbed a very broken character and toned him down tremendously, but then they kind of lost the identity of what Meta Knight is supposed to play. In Smash 4, Meta Knight really had no real playstyle other than just dash attacking, up and up B with rage, and then you win.
This isn't in Spanish, you guys. This is in English, but he's just bumbling a little bit and slurring his words together because he's high.
And then they kind of did not really address anything else, so he feels like a very mediocre character. Like, he's basically Smash 4 Meta Knight without the BS, which basically is a bad character.
Yeah, Meta Knight totally got nerfed after Brawl, just like they nerfed Bayonetta after Smash 4 because they can never come back. They can never be top tier again. They're done for. They're retired. They're always going to be mid tier or lower.
As it did in Brawl. He doesn't have the power behind his specials anymore. Maybe down B swing can do a little bit of damage, but up B is not really that strong anymore. And while he still has a ridiculous back air and a ridiculous force smash, it's just not enough. The problem with these changes, though, is that they don't really seem to do anything meaningful towards that goal.
Again, he's taking a stab at the developers, saying they didn't do anything meaningful. It's really kind of an insult, dude. Like, just don't degrade the developers' work on this because they are doing a killer job of balancing this game out, like, really well. And that's why I keep playing it. Like, every time a character comes out, I wind up sinking another 10, 20 hours into the game. And I know that's not a lot. Like, I know people who have put in 5,000 hours into this game, and it's just insane. So I can see myself putting in a lot more, but then again, I got other work to do.
Good direction, but not enough. So this is actually a very weird scenario where I'm actually not entirely sure what to believe because I did try out the character and it's not very clear to me because the moves that they made better are actually very relevant.
The moves aren't meaningful. The moves aren't relevant. Dude, I think he's just hating on Smash right now. I think he's just tired of it. I think he's tired of all the bullshit that comes along with doing a Smash channel. And I do sympathize just a little bit because when I try to do a Smash video, there's no middle ground. It's just like hardcore Smash fanatics or people who don't care at all. So it can be a little fatiguing just to do one game over and over. And that's why I don't do that at Game Test Play. Like, I have my pinball, I got my Mega Man, I got Smash Brothers, I got games I like, but I really want to focus around doing the music mashup so I get a chance to play a whole bunch of different games and listen to cool music. I could never just stick to one game, even though there's a bunch of games that I could play for the rest of my life.
Or a combo option. So maybe it'll work against certain characters and not work against others, but then they compensate it everywhere else. The thing is, though, that the compensation that they added is actually very meaningful.
All right, ZeRo, it's time for a meaningful supercut.
They don't really seem to do anything meaningful. Like, these are all meaningful moves that a lot of meaningful attacks are meaningful. It doesn't really mean anything. It's actually very meaningful. Say the most meaningful were this meaningful buff, meaningful nerfs. Very meaningful changes. It doesn't really feel that meaningful to me. If they made some meaningless changes like do more damage, those things would have been more meaningful rather than just to make it a little bit more meaningful. He lacks a meaningful kill setup, but nothing meaningful to jump an entire team. And all that stuff doesn't really mean much. I think they should have doubled down on his advantages, because the thing about Piranha Plant is that
Piranha Plant is the best character. He's so silly. He's got all these like crazy little moves where he shoots the ball out, the spiky ball, and sprays a poison fart at you and does all this great stuff. I really like Piranha Plant. He's also the most expensive character because you got to buy him DLC extra by himself in case you didn't get the pre-order, but I did my pre-order, so I got him for free. Also got the amiibo. I really like Piranha Plant, probably the most unique character. And, you know, there's only so much you can do with a really strange character like him. But I find him to be pretty well balanced. He's probably mid-tier. I'm glad they fixed some of his moves to make him come out a little faster and do a little bit more damage and kickback, so Piranha Plant's up there for me. I just love playing as him. I wouldn't fix anything. I mean, you know, like, the idea is to get them all to be mid-tier, right? Like, don't you want to have all the characters be balanced eventually? So if you call him a mid-tier, then you're saying he's perfectly balanced. Good job, Piranha Plant. I'm proud of you. All right, that's enough of ZeRo right now. We're going to take a hot break and then... I better not say that. That's not appropriate around children. But we're going to take a quick minute and we'll be right back with some more Smash Brothers.
me that's not true. There's a screenshot on Twitter that's a story that never happened regarding me orgasming on Rina-chan, and that is a complete lie.
There is way too much goss going on in the Smash community.
I just want to let you know that that's a complete lie. And I feel like there's something else related to that I feel like I need to explain because it relates a lot to my inability to do certain things anyway.
All right, spoiler alert. Mew2King was accused of sexual deviancy in front of younger people. And he's had to come out and defend himself against this in the saddest of ways because he's had a botched circumcision and he wouldn't be able to do something like this with the injury that he's had. So he's had to make this very revealing video. And I just want to watch a little bit of it here because it's actually pretty sad that people would falsely accuse a man of doing this. And it seems a little too prevalent nowadays. And I'm really tired of it.
Might as well just get it over with. And to be honest with you, even in my book, like,
he wrote a book. Man, there's just way too much to keep up with these guys. Like, all I want to do is learn about Smash Brothers. All I want to do is know some movesets, and now I got to read a book about botched circumcisions. Oh man, this is just way too much, guys. Way too much.
Even though originally when I was writing it in like 2018 and wrote all this because I default to just writing everything, I wasn't even gonna I was like, wait, this is too embarrassing, and I'll get made fun of.
Yeah, that's really embarrassing, bro. I'm sorry you had to share that with everybody, and then you had to bring it up again because of the false sexual allegations.
I was circumcised very, very badly as an infant, to the point that it's pretty much impossible. Sorry.
I'm going to be the junkyard dog here and say, fuck these people. Anyone who accuses somebody of this needs to go to jail for double the amount of the crime.
Pretty much impossible, or extremely, and I mean extremely, difficult to feel pleasure, orgasm, or any of that stuff.
We need to stop circumcising young boys. There's no reason for it. There's no scientific evidence that says it makes the penis cleaner or this or that. All it does is set you up for some sort of trouble. Like, there's nothing good that can come of it. Like, best case scenario, you're not severely mutilated.
And that relates to, if you've followed me over the years, I'm sure you've seen the fair share of posts about my depression and wanting to kill myself, and
it just sucks that we've reached this point in the video game community, going into people's personal lives about this. I mean, that's why I don't put myself out there too much. I know I am with this, and I'm talking directly to these people who have a huge following, but I'm really just doing this in the meantime so I can start doing DJing again. This whole lockdown is really starting to piss me off because I was going to do something different this year. I was going to tour and do DJing with video game music, and that's not happening now. So now I'm subjugated to this and having to talk to a television set about people and their circumcisions. And it's just really... I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry this happened to you. I'm sorry about the botched circumcision and the assholes who did this. And I'm sorry about the fake sexual assault allegations because both of those people should be under a prison right now.
And basically, after I discovered this about 9 or 10 years ago or something...
Damn, he didn't discover this till he was an adult.
I didn't realize what it was, what that even was, or how bad it was, or how unlucky I had it even among those people. Like, it was an extra bad one. The way, like, I've been, like, around other people, like, growing up on the internet, everyone's like, oh, sex is the most important thing, and pleasure and all that.
Growing up on the internet, what? Everyone on the internet just talks about how sex is the greatest thing? This is why I stay out of the Smash Brothers chat rooms. And this is why Nintendo wants to stay away from the tournaments, if that's what they're talking about. I'm just trying to play like a Smash Brothers game, and people are like, oh, you know, sex is the most important thing. It's like, what the fuck?
And the goal in life should be to, like, have a sexual partner that you, like, you love on an emotional level and, like, on a sexual level and all these things. And I'm basically thinking in my whole life that this is, like, okay, this is the ultimate end goal.
The ultimate end goal is to reach Elite Smash with all the characters. Don't let anyone tell you different.
And also, it's like how unfair it is. I always hate, like, the unfairness because I'm like, this is like, I don't deserve this, and I don't.
Yeah, none of us deserve it. No man deserves to have his penis cut. Like, why would you deserve that? Why don't they just outlaw that? That's genital mutilation. There's no getting around it. Like, who decided that was a good idea? And who has the gall to continue suggesting this? Like, do the doctors actually still tell, oh, we have to cut their penis? It's a really good idea. Like why? Does anybody ask why? Or do they just capitulate?
I had like an entire chapter on depression in my book talking about this. As I said, I was like 70% sure I was going to actually remove that from my book because I was never ready to reveal this for the rest of my life.
I got to grab his book, man. I hope there's some pro tips on Smash in there and not just all about circumcisions.
Who didn't tell whatever people, and someone found out about this, and I got made fun of on Twitch, which is why I barely streamed during like those years, because I was like, okay, I don't like this experience because
Yeah, streaming. I'm not too keen on live streaming either, bro. Don't worry about it, because I like your edited videos better. The one where you actually like, put all the information together succinctly. I'm not a huge fan of live streaming, like either doing it or watching it, because I don't have time to dedicate my eyes and ears to that. I just want everything presented to me quickly, whatever I'm searching for. And Mew2King does a great job of that. His videos where he does like patch updates or like combos or character breakdowns or anything informative, Mew2King has really good videos for that.
cruel people, what they do is they make fun of me, and then I'm like, okay, I hate this experience, and then I hate streaming, and then that's my job, and then that means I can't do my job, and it's like, okay, well, I'm just like doing whatever. And we also had like the main computer, and then just like I'll use that sometimes. Like I streamed there before, but as I said, I didn't really enjoy streaming. And this is even before.
Some people are against the whole edited video thing because they think it's like doctored or it's propaganda. But really, it's like, no, it's the person who's making the video is respecting your time. Because if you're just going to watch 3 hours of somebody playing a game and there's only like a few cool moments of it, like I understand tournaments and all that other stuff, blah, blah, blah. But the whole live streaming thing, I haven't been a fan of watching it or doing it. And I think Mew2King's kind of sick of it too. So I like his edited videos. I like his presentation style format rather than his like live broadcasts. And I can say that pretty much about everyone. The whole Twitch thing is like kind of obtuse to me. I am on Twitch sometimes. I do put like retro game radio and gaming music mashup up there, but for the most part, I just like videos that are like made to order.
Like people knew about that thing. It was just like I don't even remember the exact reason. I think for some reason I just get depressed and just unmotivated because, as I said, it only takes one thing, and I don't want to like go to hell because being a bad person generally means you go to hell. Based on my understanding is basically, okay, if you're good, you're less likely to go to hell if it even exists.
Yeah, so I hope the people who botched your doohickey go to hell, if it makes you feel any better.
I'm sure you've read these posts before that I've made publicly that I want to kill myself. And that was not for attention, or maybe it was, but in the sense that like, wow, I'm really feeling shitty. I need some comforting, but it's...
Yeah, there's a fine line between begging for attention and asking for help. So, everyone gets a couple, and you've been pretty authentic and genuine with your posts and your videos, so I feel you, man. I feel you.
What if I go through it halfway and then I screw myself and then I'm suffering even more? And on almost every religion, you go to hell permanently for suicide. So that's why I've never killed myself. So this all relates together, and it all ties together and formed me into who I am, and I'd probably be a way happier person if this wasn't the case. But
all right. There's one good thing that can come out of this. You wrote a book about this. You've mentioned this before. And this completely null and voids the person or persons who accused you of doing this.
Pretty much like my biggest secret that I just don't like revealing. Not only did that not happen, I can't even make that happen. Or the amount of difficulty it takes is so much more than you.
So God works in mysterious ways. I'm sorry this happened to you, but because it happened and because you were so upfront and honest about it, you actually benefit from it now because your accusers have nothing to stand on.
I'm always trying to prove myself wrong. Hey, no, I wasn't turned on by the right thing. Maybe there's like fetishes and stuff I can do to fix it. Maybe there's a girl I'm more attracted to. Maybe
You can still find a woman, dude. There's lots of Asian chicks who are into genital mutilation. Don't ask me how I know. But there's a lot of chicks out there who are into chopping off dicks and weird stuff like that. So maybe you'll find somebody who's into that. But really, I don't think finding a good woman depends on something like this. I think you're fine. I think you have a good, strong following behind you. You got like a producer and a bunch of good friends right there. So I think you'll be fine, bro. I just don't want you to worry about this because it's not the biggest thing in the world. You know, there's much bigger things in life, like winning a Smash tournament or getting your hands on the newest console or reaching Elite Smash with Sheik. There's so many bigger things in life than having a woman around just to waste your time and siphon off your resources.
Before you mentioned the reason you actually had your roommates was because at some point you and one of your friends from Ohio wanted to probably design a game.
Yeah, we were going to make a game together.
Can you elaborate on that?
Oh, cool. I'm working on a game also. It's like a casino board game where you go around and you play blackjack and poker and craps and roulette. I got all the materials made. I'm working on a digital version right now, and there'll be more information on that coming soon. So watch this channel and subscribe because I got a whole game coming out soon, a physical and a digital version.
Theoretically, that's eternity, and I don't want to risk eternity off being bad at heart because apparently, according to what my mom told me, God always knows what you're thinking.
Speaking of your mom, I was looking through your other videos, and I came across your Christmas special where you got some gifts from your mom, so let's check that out.
I actually told my mom not to send me anything for Christmas, but she sent me stuff anyway because I wanted to save money. But anyway, she decided to send it again, even though I said not to. And so she got me this first. I should open it. Duh.
All right, that's much better. There's a change of mood right there. I feel much better. Let's get away from that for now and talk more about Christmas presents. What did you get for your birthday? I mean, Jesus' birthday.
And an invisible shirt. Oh, perfect.
Oh, cool. A shirt that matches your green screen.
My headset. Wait, show me. I want to see me. Wait, I want to see me. I want to see me. What do I look like? Wait, no, put it back. No, put it back. Put it back.
See, bro, you got all these people supporting you behind the camera, behind the internet, and this is all good. This is all in good spirits. I like Mew2King's channel. He does a lot of Smash stuff like ZeRo did with the tier lists and the move sets and combos and interesting facets about the game, but he also takes time off to just like appreciate life and have some fun.
Wait. No, it's not. You say everything's stupid, Domo. You're stupid. What does it look like? I can't tell because when I look that way, my eyes aren't there. Obviously. Well, wait. I didn't have to say that.
But I would have did something trippier with this shirt and this backdrop because there's a whole bunch of weird things you can do with a green screen.
What does it look like? I can't tell because when I look that way, my eyes aren't there. Put it back. It's not. Obviously. You say everything's stupid. I didn't have to say that. No, put it back. Oh, put it back. You can still see me. Wait. You say everything's pesky chairs in the way. This is one of the first games I played. Yeah, my first video game I ever played was Mario. Super Mario Bros. 1. I beat it when I was 4 and 5 years old with my dad.
I wish my parents documented which games I beat when I was a kid. That would have been awesome because I watch kids play games nowadays and they really suck. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure I was able to beat Mega Man at like 5 or 6. So, and then they just play one level and they lose and they just get frustrated and like go on to the next thing and start playing Minecraft again. And I just friggin' wish they had more. And
I also figured out how to jump over the flagpole when I was 5 or 4. Somehow. Which is like a frame perfect technique, by the way. You can only do as Big Mario in one stage set up perfectly.
All right, that's not true. It's not a frame perfect technique, and it can be done on multiple levels. On level 3, you can jump on the floating platform and time it so that you have full acceleration and you can get over the flagpole that way, and you don't need to be Big Mario either. And nothing really special happens, but it is a cool achievement. On level 1, you can take the turtle, one of the turtles before the flagpole, and have him fall into the pit, and then like walk across the bottom, and then follow him to the end of the flagpole and jump over the flagpole that way too.
Also, I still have gifts left. Oh, cool. I'm the best gamer ever. Hey, I'm the best gamer ever. And with a PlayStation picture, even though I grew up with Nintendo games. Thanks, Mom.
Don't you love that? They got you the wrong controller on the flag. That's awesome.
I think I'm the GOAT.
It was kind of funny. I went to a Smash tournament to DJ, and the guy was like, "Oh, blah 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 blah, PlayStation 4," and it's like, "Oh, cringe."
Because my mom sent me something that said I'm the best gamer ever, and she also called me handsome, so I think I'm very handsome and the GOAT. Based on this new information.
Speaking of handsome, he has another video where he shaves his head, and I was actually confused by this because I thought his head was already shaved, but I thought he was just getting lazy and not like shaving it completely, but I guess he didn't realize he was going bald.
First time ever shave. All right, hold up. Let's get a close up of this. Look at the M2K5 heads in chat. Here, let me actually...
Wow, that looks way better already.
Let me show you guys some pics, chat.
He looks like a famous actor now.
Shoutouts to everyone subbing.
Dude, you should have shaved your head a long time ago. What were you thinking? I really thought he did shave his head before. He was just like too lazy to cut it over and over again, but I guess not.
Head.
He almost looks like a rock star or something.
Isel with the $13 says, "A god is reborn."
It's good, Mew2King. This is a step in the right direction. Disassociate yourself from the sexual assault allegations, shave your head, and I don't know what he's up to now, but I've seen less and less Smash Brothers videos from him. He still does them, of course, because, you know, Smash Brothers is still going to be around for a while. But I'm curious to what else he's going to play in the future, so I'll definitely keep following Mew2King, see what games he's up to, see what he's interested in. He's got a lot going for him. I hope this doesn't get him down too much. I did want to roast him a little bit harder, but our next Smash Brothers player I don't enjoy listening to, so we're going to end on a low note like we always do at Game Test Play, and we'll be back in a hot minute. Stay tuned. Our final Smash player of the week is LaxChris. Now, I've seen this name a lot in the past. Anyone who was looking up Smash Brothers before the game came out has come across LaxChris. And not for the good reasons either. He did leak videos, but they weren't real leaks. They were just like, oh, what do I think's gonna happen? Or I read something on 4chan, or here's a possible leak. Here's a leak of a leak. And it just got out of control. Every day he would upload another video of possible leaks that would happen with Smash Brothers, and none of them came true. And then after the game came out, you know, there was a lot of extra characters, like they would release a new character every couple months. So it was leak video after leak video after leak video, and these things got ratioed to death. Like, they were so frustrating too, especially if you were really looking for something like newsworthy about Smash Brothers. You couldn't come across a video without seeing LaxChris. And his latest video is called No More Leaks, so let's take a listen.
Man, does it feel weird to be behind a microphone again, and man, does it feel weird to be making a video like this again. Let me just go ahead and say first that no, I don't like making these kinds of videos. I know I've been making update videos like...
Yes! He doesn't like making these videos. He's acknowledging that they suck. This is a good start. This is a good start, LaxChris. I'm very happy so far.
Videos like this for the past couple of months now because I haven't really been making videos on YouTube or streaming as often as I'd like to, and I'm kind of going to explain, and I think that this is going to be the last time that I go ahead and explain what's going on, because hopefully after...
Alright, you're explaining that you have to explain something. Once you start getting into this derivative speech, just stop. Press the stop button, and then hit delete, and then re-record it. Because you're just blathering at this point. And I hate these videos. Like, I hate them because, like, the nature of them, that they're total lies about leaks, and they're just clickbait and bullshit. But I also hate them because the first couple minutes, sometimes 5 or 10 minutes of the video, is just you explaining what the video is going to be about. Like, just cut to the chase right away. Don't explain about how you're going to explain the video. It's just out of control, and I get it, you know, you're in school and you learn how to talk like an idiot.
So I guess that the biggest and first thing that I want to talk about is the question that I get asked more than any other is, where were you? Like, where have you been? Are you okay? Like, what's been going on? We want to know. Because a lot of you guys, you know, there's a lot of people out there that really don't like me, and I completely understand that, but there's also...
Yeah, there's a lot of people that don't like you. But you know what? We're measured here at Game Test Play. I'm giving you another chance, so spill it.
But there's also a lot of people out there that have become really good friends to me that I actually enjoy, like, talking to and playing video games with. And a lot of them were really worried about me, which is something that, you know, I really, really do appreciate. Anyways, so I started getting messages asking where I was, and here's kind of like a rough breakdown. So after January 21st, which was my birthday, that was...
Uh-oh, don't dox yourself, bro.
Time when I stopped doing YouTube full-time. You know, it just wasn't paying the bills anymore. Obviously, like, right after Christmas, that's when all of the marketing companies, like, start over their budgets and everything else like that. So they aren't using as much money towards advertising or anything else like that because Christmas had just passed and all the toys and everything are done. So, you know, the revenue I was bringing in that was supporting both myself and my girlfriend, you know, it kind of dried up. So I was already working another job.
Why can't one episode of the Game Test Play show go by where we don't hear about sexual assault allegations or YouTube ad revenue? I'm tired of these YouTubers and their YouTube ad revenue. Ad revenue, ad revenue. Guys, my ad revenue. I can't do it because my ad revenue. The ad revenue is down. Oh, it's up.
And I decided that YouTube just wasn't really viable for me. So I started picking up more hours at another job.
Fuck your ad revenue. Fuck it. God.
I was working a lot, and YouTube just kind of sat at the background as much as I... And then recently, I also started my master's program in computer science.
Oh, God. Now I gotta hear about his job and his school. He's probably like 30 years old and still going to school. I hate... Dude, okay, here's another pro tip. If you're over 22, you're not allowed to talk about school anymore. Even if you're in school, I get it. You have to go for your master's and your PhD and your second and third PhD because you think that's going to get you a better position in life. Spoiler alert, it isn't.
Now, I don't know if you guys know this about me, but originally I got my degree in kinesiology because I wanted to be a physical therapist.
Good, then be a physical therapist and stop making clickbait leak videos. Do physical therapy. Help people. It's a great job. It's a great occupation. Very admirable too. I'll come to you if I have like, you know, leg problems because I've been sitting all fucking month, all fucking year.
And I decided to go ahead and change everything and start a master's program in computer science because I love computers. I love everything about them.
Alright, so now you're doing computer science, which is good because, like, I tell kids if they don't know what to do in life, do computers because anything you do is going to have to require them. So, you're doing physical therapy, you're doing computers. I recommend using that skill set not to make YouTube videos, alright? Do this to actually help people because there's a lot of people right now that need this physical help, that need computer skills, and we need less YouTube videos about Smash leaks and more helping each other. All right? Cool, man.
A lot of YouTube during that time just because I didn't really feel up to it. And yeah, I'm not going to go too into detail about that. Obviously, you know, if someone who's close to me really wants to know about it, I'm happy to tell you over Discord or something like that. But otherwise...
Dude, you went into a lot of detail about it already. We're already 5-6 minutes into the video. That's all you've been talking about is these details. Put a sock in it already.
I decided to go ahead and get more hours while I was still in a class, so I was working hard. Becca was out for the summer, so she was working as well. I know you guys really want Becca to return to streaming. You know, maybe someday she will.
I don't want her to return. I don't even know who she is. But anyway, when you start talking like this, you're already setting a cap for yourself. You're assuming that this is your whole audience and that people aren't searching for things to click on your videos. Anybody who clicks on this video for the first time because they're looking for Smash leaks or Smash news is going to hear this and be like, oh, this guy sucks.
I miss you guys. Like, I miss doing live streams. I'm barely anywhere in Paper Mario the Origami King, but like I promised you guys I'd be streaming that game, and I've been having like a really fun time with it, but life has just been getting in the way, so I haven't gotten to play all that much of it, which is really disappointing. And that, like, I'm gonna try my best to stream tonight, July 21st, and I don't know, like, I just miss YouTube and I want to come back and I want to create stuff. Now, it's not going to be like it used to be where I make a video every day or anything else like that, unless we get to the point where after this move, which I'm going to talk about in a minute, we might be able to do like breaking Nintendo news every day. But for right now, just know that we're not going to be making a video every single day, but I'm going to try and stream a little bit more. Maybe eventually we'll go...
There's so many videos on YouTube that claim to be about gaming when they're actually just personal digressions that nobody cares about. Every single time these YouTubers hit 10,000 subscribers, they think their life is like a movie. Just stop it, please. Just cut it out. Because you're reaching your ceiling with that. No one cares about your personal shit. Just say what you gotta say and move on.
If you guys are looking for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate leaks, I'm not gonna make videos about them really anymore.
Yes! No more leak videos. This is great news, Chris. This should have been a 5-second video. That would have smashed the like button. Oh yes, no more shitty videos. Like.
If there is a very credible leak that like, oh, this character has a very good chance of coming, then sure, I will go ahead and cover that.
Dude, leave the leak videos to somebody else, alright? There's plenty of people out there that have bigger followings, that have inside information, that know about Smash Brothers. And dude, the whole thing with the leaks is like, even if you know something 2 hours ahead of time, who cares? Get over yourself, people. This is one thing that draws any community like away from the general population. It's just so annoying whenever you get deep into something, you find out there's a bunch of crazies that like have to be on top of everything like to the second, and it's just too much, and it makes normal people want to stay away from you.
So by now, I'm sure a lot of you guys are probably pretty curious about my move and where I'm going to be moving to and everything else like that. We are staying in Michigan, however, we are going to be needing a bigger place. So this past June, we ended up...
Okay, tell us where you're moving. Can you tell us the street and the address, please, and give us your home phone number?
Dog. Her name is Layla.
Yeah, I know. I'm assuming you still use a landline.
Adopting a new dog. Her name is Layla. She's a husky, and she's actually laying next to me right now. And we need a place that has a backyard. So,
oh my god, are you serious? This video shouldn't be called No More Leaks. It should be like Chris's personal bullshit.
We are going to be moving out of our apartment into a different place. And let me just say, moving is extremely stressful. Like, you know,
We have a dog and we need to get a bigger yard and it's really important and I can't make Smash League videos and I really enjoyed Paper Mario Origami and we have to move because I gotta get a computer science degree instead of doing physical therapy, and my girlfriend Becca, she's going to school but she's got homework and she needs to do it in her study, and I'm gonna also make a study so I can do my homework there too.
You guys are not going to see the office tour or the game room tour while I'm living in this apartment.
Good. I don't want to see the office tour.
I'm going to be able to show off the game room, show all of you guys like where I work, where I stream, where I film,
where I piss, where I shit, where I eat.
Everything else like that, because, you know, the game room to me is a very important part. I made sure that we had a space for me. We had a space for Becca to have her own like office where she can do homework. You know, I'll probably go in there and do homework and bother her and stuff like that. But I made sure that we had a place like that because I'm going to be getting a lot more back into YouTube very soon.
No, don't come back. Stay away from YouTube. Please, I'll pay you.
And now guys, here's the last thing I want to go ahead and say. Yes, I am no longer making Super Smash Bros. Ultimate League videos, and I know that a lot of you guys are going to be disappointed about.
No, none of us are going to be disappointed. In fact, I'm happy for you, Chris. I'm really proud of you. Because I think what happened is that you started making leak videos just for the hell of it, like you really like Smash Brothers, and then those videos got a lot of views. You clickbaited them into thinking that there was credible information in your videos, and there wasn't. However, you know, since you're looking at your YouTube ad revenue, those are the videos that you had to keep making. It says more about YouTube's algorithm than it does about the quality of your content, because YouTube's algorithm doesn't necessarily help you make better videos. It doesn't. Because some of your best videos, your most viewed videos, will be utter bullshit. I checked out a few of your other videos, and they seem more like newsworthy or informative and better than your fake leak videos, but they didn't get as many views. So you're probably sitting there to yourself wondering like, oh, why are my lousy videos doing so well and my decent videos doing so poor? And that's the damnedest thing about YouTube. It really is like that sometimes. You can be making really terrible videos, but those are your most profitable, so you keep doing them. You found your following, you got some Smash followers out of this, you got some video game lovers. Hopefully that's enough to keep you going, but I'm happy for you that you're not going to be making these leak videos anymore, because they were utter garbage. They pissed off so many people, and yeah, YouTube promoted them more than your other videos, because those are the ones that got the clicks, those are the ones that got the engagement, those are the ones that got you so much hate, but you were forced to keep doing them because the metrics kept going up. So it's like one of those things where you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. And I've seen it. You put out some videos that were like normal videos and they didn't get too many views because they weren't clickbaity. And, you know, it's a shame that YouTube's algorithm doesn't adjust for this. I'm happy for you. I think that we've accomplished a lot on Game Test Play by roasting some of these channels, and good things can happen from realizing your own mistakes and realizing when crap is crap. And I think LaxChris did it. I think he realized that his leak videos were utter garbage and that he should stop making them. So, again, I applaud you. Good job, LaxChris. Good job on realizing that you need to stop. And I really hope, you only continue this as a hobby because, I think there are bigger and better content creators out there. And I hope you go on to do something with physical therapy or computers that's very productive for society, because we really need that right now more than we need these video game channels. All right. Awesome. Awesome stuff, guys. So that's all for today. I hope you had fun watching. Check out the Discord, because that's the best way to communicate at this point, because a lot of the comments keep getting deleted, not by me, but by YouTube or by whoever. All these social media platforms have been really lousy at circulating the flow of information. So that's why everyone has to have a Discord now, so that people can actually reach out. Email is also junk because, it winds up in people's spam and no one uses email anymore. Check that out if you want to communicate with me. Give me any pro tips on any hot soundtracks out there so I can mash it up, or if you want to see any Let's Plays of any games. I'll do a couple of those here or there, but mostly I'm trying to get my shit together in other facets of society. But I have fun doing this every once in a while. I think we had a productive day, and I'll see you next time.
Falco was struggling to get meaningful answers in neutral.
Could use a new Star Fox game too, by the way.